Just because something's labeled a nutritional nut doesn't mean it's heart-friendly. In fact, many people over 60 are unknowingly damaging their cardiovascular system every single day because of what seems like a healthy habit, eating packaged nuts. The problem isn't the nuts themselves, it's how they're processed, roasted in industrial oils coated in salt or sugar, then sealed to sit on shelves for months. These small, convenient snack packs often carry excessive amounts of sodium and unhealthy fats, which can spike blood pressure, trigger vascular inflammation, and force your heart to work harder just to keep circulation steady. What's more concerning is that most older adults have no idea. They eat them for convenience, trust the heart-healthy claims on the packaging, and can't resist the salty crunch that feels so satisfying. In this section, it'll help you identify 5 common types of nuts that could be silently harming your heart, especially if you have a history of high blood pressure, bad cholesterol, or experience chest fatigue or shortness of breath, even with mild activity. And well, start with the most familiar name also. One of the sneakiest, sweet-talking saboteurs of them all. Salted roasted cashews. 1. Salted roasted cashews. Tasty, but at the cost of your blood pressure. Cashews in their natural form are actually a heart-friendly nut. But once they're roasted in oil, coated in salt, or glazed with butter, they quickly turn into a burden on your cardiovascular system, especially for those over 60. The biggest concern lies in the sodium content and industrial oils found in packaged cashew snacks. High sodium causes blood vessels to constrict, leads to water retention, and silently drives up blood pressure. Meanwhile, cheap oils, often hydrogenated palm oil, are not only hard to digest, but also trigger inflammation in the vessel walls, increasing the risk of blood lipid disorders and atherosclerosis. A 2019 meta-analysis published in Current Developments in Nutrition revealed that consuming processed cashews daily for just 3 weeks led to elevated triglyceride levels and increased diastolic blood pressure, especially in individuals with pre-existing heart conditions. If you still enjoy cashews, opt for the raw kind, no salt, no oil. And be mindful of your portion size, no more than 20 grams per day. Eat them on their own or mix into savory dishes to avoid double salt loading. Cashews aren't the enemy if you choose the right version. But if you keep reaching for the flavored varieties from the supermarket, high blood pressure and heart damage are only a matter of time. 2. Sugar-coated pecans. Sweet on the outside silently. Inflammatory inside pecans, often seen in holiday pies or sweet ready-to-eat snack packs, might seem harmless. But for older adults, they can become a quiet trap if you're not paying attention. Naturally, pecans are high in fat, mainly monounsaturated fats, which in raw form can help lower cholesterol. However, the danger lies in how they're commercially processed, coated in sugar, roasted in butter, glazed with caramel, or mixed into so-called gourmet dessert blends. These versions spike blood sugar, quickly disrupt insulin regulation, and trigger inflammatory responses in the blood vessel, lining a key factor behind heart attacks in older adults. A study from the University of Georgia found that when pecans were sweetened and cooked with margarine, markers of endothelial inflammation rose significantly within just 2 weeks, even when the total calorie intake remained within recommended limits. That shows the issue isn't how much you eat, but how it's made. If you enjoy the rich, buttery flavor of pecans, stick to the raw, unflavored kind, and keep portions small, about 5 to 7 nuts per day. Avoid candied pecans or glazed nut mixes at all costs. These are essentially desserts disguised as health foods. Remember, for those over 60, sugar and industrial oils are 2 of the most dangerous enemies to your blood vessels. And more often than not, they're hiding in snacks you thought were good for your heart. 3. Macadamia nuts. Rich on the palate but heavy on the heart. There's no denying it, macadamia nuts are among the richest, most aromatic, and luxurious nuts in the food world. But that very luxury flavor, if consumed the wrong way, can become a burden on an older adult's circulatory system. Macadamias are extremely high in fat, up to 75–80%, most of which is monounsaturated fat. However, after age 60, the body's ability to digest and metabolize fats begins to decline. Consuming large amounts of fat daily can thicken the blood, overwork the liver, and slow circulation, which puts added strain on the heart. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that when individuals with high blood lipids consumed 40 grams of macadamia nuts daily for 4 weeks, there was no significant improvement in cholesterol. However, liver enzymes rose slightly along with markers of endothelial inflammation, early signs that heart health may be quietly under threat. What makes macadamias especially tricky is how easy they are to overeat. Their creamy texture and light taste don't trigger satiety, quickly leading many to go overboard. Yet just a small handful, around 10–12 nuts, can contain over 200 calories and 20 grams of fat. For seniors with slower digestion, that can easily turn into visceral fat if not properly metabolized. If you still want to enjoy macadamias, treat them as an occasional indulgence, not a daily snack. And definitely avoid combining them with other high-fat nuts. When it comes to a senior-friendly diet, the simpler and lower fat, the more your heart will thank you. 4. Salted roasted sunflower seeds. Small, crunchy, and packed with hidden risks. For many older adults, munching on sunflower seeds is a casual habit, a light snack while watching TV or chatting with friends. But if those seeds are salted and roasted every handful, maybe adding hundreds of milligrams of sodium to your body without you even realizing it. Sunflower seeds in their natural form offer real health benefits. They're rich in vitamin E, healthy fats, and antioxidants. However, once they're heavily roasted and coated with salt, they become a hidden source of sodium that can harm the kidneys, raise blood pressure, and constrict blood vessels. Key contributors to heart disease in seniors. According to data from the American Heart Association, just one small serving, about 30 grams of salted roasted sunflower seeds, can contain 180 to 250 milliliters of sodium. That's nearly 15% of the daily sodium limit recommended for older adults. The problem? Almost no one stops at just 30 grams. What's worse, in many pre-packaged versions, salt isn't the only concern. These sunflower seeds are often flavored with MSG, loaded with preservatives, or fried multiple times in recycled oil, all of which increase vascular inflammation and make the heart work harder to push blood through stiffening arteries. If you enjoy the nutty crunch of sunflower seeds, here's a better option. Choose raw or dry roasted unsalted seeds and stick to small portions, no more than a small handful, 15–20 grams at a time. And remember that dry, thirsty feeling you get after snacking. It's an early sign your body just took in too much sodium and your heart is working overtime to adapt. 5. Commercial nut mixes. Compact, convenient, and loaded with hidden risks. Many older adults enjoy buying pre-packaged mixed nuts from the supermarket. On the outside, they look incredibly appealing. Healthy snack, heart-friendly, natural energy boost. But the truth behind those labels isn't as wholesome as you might think. In these ready-made nut packs, the real concern isn't the nuts themselves. It's what's been added to them: salt, industrial oils, and hidden sugars. Most mixed nuts on the market are pre-roasted in cheap oils like palm or soybean oil, both of which are prone to generating free radicals during frying. On top of that, they're often lightly salted or labeled as seasoned or lightly salted, with sodium levels reaching up to 300 milliliters per serving, and often dusted with flavoring agents like maltodextrin or garlic and onion powder to enhance aroma and shelf life. For people over 60, these seemingly harmless additives can contribute to vascular inflammation, making blood circulation more difficult and silently increasing pressure on the heart day by day. While there may not be a specific study directly accusing commercial nut mixes, the American Heart Association has repeatedly warned against snacks high in salt and processed oils, especially for individuals with high blood pressure or a history of heart disease. If you love the taste of a variety of nuts, my advice is simple. Make your own mix at home. Buy individual types of raw unsalted nuts, store them in the fridge, and combine them yourself in proper portions. That way, you control the sodium content and eliminate the hidden ingredients that quietly harm your blood vessels. After 60, your heart doesn't need another superfood. It just needs you to stop feeding it things that quietly strain your blood vessels day after day. Salted cashews, sugar-coated pecans, buttery macadamias, stale walnuts, and salt-packed nut mixes. They're not inherently bad. But industrial processing, hidden sodium oxidized fats, and mindless snacking habits have turned them into silent threats to heart health, especially for older adults. I'm not telling you to give up everything you love, but I am urging you to take a closer look at what you put into your body each day, because most heart attacks don't strike out of nowhere. They're the result of small, repeated choices made over months, even years.